There's a lot of focus on death in America these days, from terrorist attacks to cardiovascular failures to cancers, but what a lot of people forget when they discuss death is more than just the final few moments of your life. It's the every day leading up to it. That sounds really depressing, I know, but it's true. Biologically, we die every day since we're born because our DNA slowly gets corroded to the point where we see the signs of aging. Now, one of the leading causes of these corrosions is actually something fairly benign. It's selflessness. It's our desire to care for others. And what that does is it actually gives people purpose. It gives them meaning. This selfless acts, or the one act of kindness thing that you were drilled into with Sunday school when you were a kid, it's true. It actually helps. It really makes people feel good about themselves, and it makes other people feel good to be around you. Now, what people will do with those one acts of kindness is they'll turn them from 1 to 100 every day. And they'll go into careers like nursing or caretaking or medicine or a variety of other sources that aren't in the medical field. Now, I speak a lot to the medical field here because myself, I like to help people, and my goal is to become a doctor. And as part of that, I actually volunteered with a residential care service called Avenir Senior Living, which employed many nurses and caretakers. The nurses were fewer, but they actually had more responsibilities. They were more like daily checkups. They would organize events to help improve the nutrition and health of the residents. Whereas caretakers were more day-to-day duties, like helping them get dressed in the morning or use the bathroom if they couldn't, or get them in and out of their wheelchair when they needed to. Now, both jobs had a lot of responsibility because there were a lot of residents living there, and like with most institutions, they were fairly understaffed. What this led to was a lot of stress, and that stress definitely showed itself, even though these people did, when I talked to them, enjoy their jobs. Now that didn't make a lot of sense to me, because the stress didn't present itself as like general worry, it presented itself as almost rudeness, or the act of being interrupted when a resident needed help. This made no sense to me, because for people that loved what they did so much that they would put their careers into it, and that 40 years down the line they'd still be doing it, why would they be so angry at the people they were helping sometimes? Now, I get that jobs can be stressful and that a lot of people do get angry at clients, and it's usually misdirected. But in these cases, there were specific grudges against certain residents, and I thought that was interesting. Now, what researchers did too, and their theory currently from testing, is that the culprit responsible is the culprit of aging. Now, aging occurs by a process called telomere shortening, where the ends of your chromosomes slowly decay over time. What this means is that when your cells replicate, they're not replicating the DNA you were born with. They're only replicating 98% of it. Now, when you're not replicating your full self, you don't lose an ear or something all of a sudden. But what you will see is the wrinkling of the skin, the irritability of age, and a lot of times, stress. And that's what researchers found with these caretakers. Not so much that they aged faster, like they looked 90 when they were 20, but that they've had a higher level of perceived stress. Perceived is an important word here because it means that they don't actually have more stress, but they think that they do. It's the brain fooling itself into overreacting. And because you perceive that you're under so much stress, you're more likely to lash out and act erratically than you are if you perceive that you're just another worker working at a job. So what can we do to help these people who give their lives to those who can't take care of themselves anymore? Because it's very important to make sure we still have those people in the future. Well, we can't really intervene medically. A lot of people think there's a pill for everything, and people have tried to come up with pills for advanced telomere shortening, namely telomerase, which is the injection of an enzyme that helps to repair telomeric damage. Now, this unfortunately is only effective in some cases. It's very specific, and because DNA is specific to every person, it's difficult to make it work for everyone. So, for the most of people, this won't really do much. Now, that doesn't mean we can't do anything. But what we can do is take them and allow them to vent their stressors. Because this telomere shortening often gives you a perceived stress, that means it compounds on existing stressors. If we can eliminate the existing ones, or at least control them, we can control that advanced telomere shortening. So giving them an option like an AA meeting where they can vent their issues in a safe space where they don't have to worry about anyone hating them for it or them looking bad at their jobs could give them that relief. Now, of course, anyone who's told you that they go to an AA meeting will also tell you that it doesn't eliminate the desire, it just lessens it. But eliminating the desire in this case is as simple as establishing anti-stress practices and And that's where the systems of care come in. Because we can't just go to a meeting every week and then go back to our normal lives. It doesn't do anything. We have to establish anti-stress practices so that we actively try to relieve stress in our lives, and that'll help to really minimize that desire. Now, just because we can't do anything with pills like a telomerase injection right now doesn't mean we won't be able to in the future. And it's important that as our medical ability progresses with time, that we actually develop these care methods. Things like an intravenous injection that could go into your arm that could help to relieve the stress of aging, or as Sidney Crawford would say, reverse it entirely. Now, this may seem like a small issue because not a lot of people choose to be nurses and caretakers, but you have to remember that when you're in your 90s, if you couldn't take care of yourself, you would want someone there who's genuinely happy to help you and make you feel better. And that is what I'm trying to protect here, because right now, that career has very little going for it for most people. And we need to make it enticing, but also healthy for them to pursue such a life. Because I don't know about you, but when I can't walk and go to the bathroom by myself, I certainly would like to have someone help me.